Hello! This is another bad video by Jenna Strawberry. Hello! My hair is long enough to be in a braid. Are you jealous? Look at how long it is. Oh, longness. It doesn't look that long, does it? I don't know how to show it on the camera so that it looks the longest. Oh well, I'm getting tired of it. Folks. Oh, I turned the wrong way around. It's Friday. There you go. You can see my face. Ah, clear. It's Friday. Barney says hello. Oh, okay. I do have a subject prepared, actually. I think about things a lot. That's probably the thing that I do most often is just think. Yeah. So, one of the things I've been thinking about for a long time is the feelings of the men's. And I've tried to talk about this, but I've learned that, you know what, some people are just going to be assholes even if they are the right one to tell that they're being sexist against men. Sometimes women are sexist against men. And so that's generally what I'm trying to talk about. I know that that's unpopular, and for some reason we think that if it's not popular right now, then it doesn't need talked about, but we actually still need to keep communicating about anything that's important to us regularly. And yes, when there's a national crisis or something, it is good of us to care. Just because it's not happening right next to us doesn't mean we shouldn't care about humanity, even outside of the country. Wild idea. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm talking about men's feelings because I love men. I have a father, I have a brother, I have a boyfriend, and those men are important to me. I have nephews, cutest little boys, and they're all important to me, okay? Other people's boys are important to me. Other people's husbands and boyfriends and fathers, I care about them too. You know what I mean? So, but the good news is it's not that hard to not be sexist against men because we have like a huge amount of freedom right now. You know, that won't necessarily last forever. You cannot just keep picking a fight when the fight's over and act like you're not the abuser now. You know what I mean? When you pick a fight while you are being victimized, you're fighting back, okay? And it's okay if you have to be sneaky about it. But sometimes you're wrong, and sometimes you have become the abuser. And that's something anybody could happen to anybody. That can happen to anybody. It does. When we are, fight or flight, okay? And then once it's happened, you're more easily triggered. You're more likely to have a problem like that, or to be the one to start a problem when there isn't one. It's like that. And you can't say that men aren't targeted more than women for just petty fighting and just like bro jabs or something and shit like that, which is basically just verbal abuse and emotional abuse and psychological abuse, and then in some cases physical abuse. Yeah, that's just tolerated and considered like normal in their social environment. And so we can't just be angry at the men that we love for participating or being prone to societal behaviors, okay? That's just blaming the victim. We have to really start to practice, like, noticing when the victim of something is being blamed, because anyone can be a victim and a perpetrator at the same time, you know what I mean? And sometimes you have to decide. That terrible, terrible case of that fucking white man police officer losing it and shooting a bunch of black people who didn't even have a gun because he thought, I don't know, he thought something was going down and it wasn't. And then he just shot them all. Well, he went to jail, but that guy was crazy. That guy had a problem. So he was also a victim of something, but he victimized other people in such a way that it was no longer relevant, was it? And so that man cannot be the victim of a situation in which he victimized other people until they were dead. That's a good example. We need to be using examples like that where we know who the bad guy is. In that scenario, you know what I mean? Someone was a bad guy to this white guy when he was growing up, before he was an adult man. I believe that. You don't get like that from nothing. You don't just get like that. You know? And that doesn't mean I don't blame him. It's his fault now. Isn't it? That's how it goes. That's how it works. We need to start to just accept that we're all part of the same thing. That's why we're okay with gay people now. That's why we're okay with transitioning gender now, because we're not superstitious about that sort of thing. We understand that, oh, that's just like a whole group dynamic, you know, and we're all the same group, bitches. Get over it. Whether or not someone sits at your table is fucking all you have a say on. You don't decide who lives or dies. You don't decide who else has children. You don't decide who goes to school or not. You don't decide who tries to run for politics. You don't fucking decide anything. You know what I mean? And it's like, this, yes, it's psychologically normal that we will all just repress that fact that we don't decide and try to pretend like everything's fine because I'm trying, and it just keeps like, and then sometimes it's just blowing up on someone. And you know what? Listen to yourself when it comes out, because at least you start to realize what kind of pressure you're under. And if you take yourself a little more seriously, you don't have to keep doing that. You know what I mean? You don't have to keep just exploding on people forever as if that's the only way to handle anything. That's called denial. That's when you deny something and repress something until, okay, yeah, that's what creates passive-aggressive behavior, usually. Yeah, that's what people are talking about anyways, when they're giving you the thumbs down about your passive-aggressive behavior. So if you're one of those people who people are just yelling at and not telling them, like, what the problem is, that's also what I'm here for, okay? I just want to clear up all the little parts that people just think is too rude to talk about. And no, you can't yell this at people's faces without hurting them. No, you can't, without hurting their feelings or something. Don't plan on being able to do it that way, okay? But it's alright to just get it through your own thoughts, you know what I mean? Get it through the whole way so that you, like, got that one. And then it doesn't matter what words it's in, okay? When your memories are resolved, they don't just keep popping in all the time. If you're having memories that keep popping in at you, you're going to have to slow down and respond to them, even in the stupidest of ways. You know what? Lately, this is the first time I've been doing this, and I felt really silly. It still feels a little strange, to be honest, but I'm just trying to go with it because it's so cathartic. I'm literally just yelling out at my thoughts, like, as if I could talk to them. If I have a stupid memory and I don't know what it's about, I just start saying it out loud, what I really want to say back. Like, why do I have to keep seeing it? What is it about? And just saying what you're really feeling, like, out loud doesn't interrupt your... No, it doesn't. just realize, like, you don't have to keep pretending not to be crazy. It is crazy to pretend something different is happening in your head or outside of you than what really is happening, okay? That's crazy, especially if it's compulsive somehow and you don't know why you're doing it. And a lot of times we're copying someone of what someone used to do. So if you're just copying someone and you catch yourself and you're like, you know what? I don't have to do that. Sometimes it's as easy as that when you're young enough, before you've been doing it for like 1,000 years. Because it really does kind of start to matter. The older that you get, the harder it is to get out of a rut. You know? So you want like your main ruts as you're getting older to be stuff you actually like if you can help it. And it doesn't mean you can't change hobbies or partners or pets or have more kids or adopt a kid or move to Africa just because you're over the age of like 40 or something. I'm 32. I'm not saying I'm 40. I don't care if you thought I was, but there's always some bitch who's just like trying to fact check every goddamn fact that I give out, and I'm like, so let's just head that off because that's just a waste of my time. So anyways, I guess that's all I was gonna say about that subject. Perhaps I should end the video since that was so cohesive. And I haven't talked about multiple things. I could just stop and then name it. One thing. Fuck's sakes, I might have to do that. Oops. Alright, well. I guess that's what I'm doing. This is so awkward. Okay, goodbye. Be nice to the men, please, and don't become the abuser just because you're pissed. And stop belittling people if you don't want them to act childishly. Okay, that's my advice. Goodbye.